Good day, YouTube. It is the 17th of April 2023, and this is my 93 Geo Tracker. This is of all the vehicles that we own. This is really one of my favorites. I love this little car. I just love to drive it. I don't know why, but I love to drive it. But the starter's going out. For the last month, I've had to carry a block of wood with me to bang on the starter to get it to start. And again this morning it did it. So we've got to put a starter in this thing today. Today's the day. It's up on the lift. Kicked the mystery machine out of the shop so we could use the lift today. Hopefully it doesn't get rained on too much today, but it is going to rain today. So getting to the starter from the top, not really an option. It's all I could do to get to it with a small board to beat on it once in a while. And we're going to have to get to it from the bottom side. So let me show you what we got to work with today. Lighting's not going to be the greatest under here today, but I think we can get after it. We can get at it. We can get to the bolts and such. So let's just take this one step at a time. So first off, we have the start wire. Let's just plug it into the starter there. So that's an easy unplug. All right, that was the easy wire. Who wants to come do the rest of it? It's probably gonna be me. All right, let's pull that boot off and see if we can get to the bolt from the battery. I have disconnected the ground terminal of the battery. Okay, no issues there. Let's see what it takes to get that disconnected. All right, we got the nut off. It's a 13mm wrench to accomplish that. Here's a nut and a washer. So we got that off now. Let's see what it's going to take to get that starter unbolted. Wow. So this is all the picture I can give you, but these two bolts hold it in. Let's see if we can get them out. Well, guys, this is a real pain in the butt. So I'd set it back down to get to the top bolt, which, if you can believe it, it's got a nut on it. I mean, it's a pain in the butt to get at, and then to have a nut on it too. Oh, this is gonna be fun to put back together. It was fun to get apart, but 12mm on the bolt and the nut, good luck. It's not fun, especially for an old fat guy like me. Anyway, we'll now put the thing back in the air so we can get the bottom bolt off of there, and then we'll clean these bolts up, make them like brand new so we can thread easily, because otherwise we're going to fight it. So I've used about every arsenal I got. It took me a 12mm straight ratchet, a flat ratchet wrench, to get the top one broke loose from underneath. But then I just couldn't get on it to ratchet it now that I know it's got a nut on it. That's why the bottom one was just pretty tight, but most anything will get it off. This should be fun. I know you can't see anything. I can't see anything. But along for the ride, I think you are. Try that 12mm ratchet wrench. If I can find it. Here it is. To get that bottom bolt rest of the way. Better not have a nut on it. Oops, son of a gun. Whose idea is that anyway? Gotta work on these things. You might have to put a starter in it. Alright, ratchet wrench is gonna work. We'll get it out. Winner and still champion, guys. We got it out. Now let's get the starter out of there. That should be fun. All right, gonna try and push it straight forward. The wiring is in my way. Move. There we go. Maybe. There we go. Coming down. Oh yeah. There we go. Winner and still champion. Alright, there's the new one. There's the old one. Guessing they looking the same. What's that one say? Mitsubishi Electric 12 volt Cincinnati, USA. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright. Well, without further ado, let's put in the new one. Here we go. All right, I got the new starter just sitting there, and I spent about 5 minutes cleaning the threads on these bolts so they go in as easy as possible. All right, you're not gonna be able to see anything, so I'll be back. All right, it went in easier than I thought. I stuck a rag behind the starter to kind of hold it up. I wadded it up to give it a little spacer. One thing to note, see this ground cable with a ring on it? I did not take that off either one of those bolts, but it clearly has to be landed. I'm sure it's a ground cable. We'll put it down. We'll put the car down and make sure that is a ground cable. I know that it is. And we'll put it on that top bolt, which we'll have to put on with it on the ground. So let's get out from under. Let's set the car down and double check where that wire's headed. I'm sure it's headed to the battery. That's not a good deal. And we'll get it re-landed, shall we? All right, it's way down in there. What I did is took that ground wire, put it on the front side of the bolt. So slid the bolt through the wire first, then through the starter, then to the bell housing, then to the nut. It was probably on the nut. It was just a blind spot. It probably popped right off when I got that nut off there. I just didn't see it. So there's no way it could have survived this long without the ground wire. So it had to have been there. I just didn't see it. All right, let's get it up, put the wires back on. Oh yeah, couple 12 millimeters. It was a really good deal to clean a bolt and nut, very, very clean. Again, I WD-40 wire brushed it so it went on smooth. I could thread it all on by hand that way, all the way to as tight as it would go. And then it took very little wrenching, which is really a pain to get it tight. So that's what it took to get the top bolt tight. Bottom bolt is tight. You want to tighten the bottom bolt first because you do not want to fight this one up here. At least that's my suggestion. Now let's get the wires. All right, let's get that big wire on there. All right, we got those wires put on. Hey, well, we got this thing in the air. Now let's change the oil, shall we? 17 millimeter. Hang on. How does this work again? Yeah, there we go. Okay. It's been a minute since it's had a change. This thing's, the valve guide seals aren't too good in this, so it uses a little oil. So it gets quarts added through a few thousand miles. Just too darn handy to get her done right now while she's up in the air. I'm gonna set that right there. Where's that filter at? Right up there. Let me get the filter. All right, we got the new filter on. Put the plug back in it, drain plug back in it. Move this out of the way, not spilling all over me. That'd be great. Try to wipe this pan off just a little bit. Cause it's oily. It's oily. You know what? I'm gonna see if I have a fuel filter for this thing too. I should have, but I've never replaced it. Never replaced it. We should try to do that. I keep wondering about it. All right, let's go see what that fuel filter's all about. Well, there it is. You can tell I ain't never replaced it. Let's see what I got. Looks like that. Trying to line up the doodads. Oh yeah, that's it. That's the one, made in China. It's a, I don't remember what brand it is. What is it? Don't know. It's got threads to there. So that's the hose, that's the nut. How much fuel do you think comes out of this thing? I don't know. I'm gonna let this car down just a little bit. It's too high. See what happens when we break these bolts loose on this filter. Keep it mounted. Ooh, that's not too bad. I got a drain pan down here. Does it empty the tank? That's what I'm trying to find out. It's not really slowing down, is it? It's not slowing down at all. Let me get a vice grips for the hose. See if we can reach it now. Okay, vice grips are on. I'd like to see it at least slow down. The other side's not leaking so bad. Should we just go for it? Alright. I guess. They didn't put a nut on the back side of this thing, did they? Let's open the door, shall we? Let the fumes out. It ain't slowing a lot, is it? There's a better way to do this. Tell me. I don't know. There's the bolt that holds it in. This other side don't seem so bad. I don't want to run down my shirt. I guess it's going to leak pretty bad, isn't it? Doggone it. I don't know. I'm gonna put you guys over here so I can do whatever. You'll just be witnesses if the whole thing goes bad. Do they do this at the quick lube places? They just had it done. Dang. Down the shirt there. Seems like I lost the washer. Definitely did. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of gas running down my shirt. Oh boy. Trying to hang on to that washer. Woo! Well, there's another bolt on the top of that. Just slowing down. That's a good thing. Might WD-40 them before you start this process. Afraid if I twist any more on it, it's going to break. Oh, it's got a bolt all the way through it, you dog. I've got to get that out of there then. Notice I ran that back in a little bit so I didn't twist it off, and it's got a bolt and nut all the way through the dang thing. I don't know if it's a nut or not. It's so full of dirt. Been there for a while. Okay. Old filter. New filter. Got these little indexing gizmos. This one wants to be there, I think. Yeah. Sorry, I don't have no cameraman. Okay, it's not tight, but it's in there. It can get tight a little later. Good. So the filter don't come with new O-rings. That's a sad state of affairs since that one of them fell. Hell. Where'd it go? Ouch. Let me hook this side up that I have both copper rings for. Come on, straighten out there. Okay. Uh-oh. I didn't get that indexed well, did I? No. Didn't get it indexed well, did we? Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna have to like sweep the floor, see if I can find that missing O-ring. Alright, we're sort of caught up. I pulled that thing back apart, reclocked it so it's correct. I found the missing copper O-ring. It actually had fell down between the brake line and the differential. So we got that in there. Got these little bolts tight mounted. Now we're just going to tighten up these using a 17 millimeter wrench, I believe. Yep, and a 19 backer wrench on the filter itself. Okay, so tightening, final tightening, I guess we'll call it. Throw that one on the ground there for a second. Oh. And we'll come back here and finish the job. Alright. Got a way to get in there. Alright. There we go. That one's tight. Now we'll get this one in there. Yeah! That one's tight. Let's take the clamp off. And let her fill. Don't let me forget to put oil in this thing, right? That would suck. Alright, back on the ground. Got a funnel in there. We're going to put some 1030 high mileage in the old crankcase there. It's 5 quarts. I think that's what it takes. Alright, we'll let that sit there and drain for a sec. Alright, want to hear my new starter? Oh, I gotta hook the battery back up. Gotta do that. Not gonna start without it. Need a 10 millimeter. Not an 11. 10 millimeter. Cleaned these the other day. We put an alternator on this thing a few months ago, and now a starter. We'll do them both at the same time, huh? Get it over with. Neither one of them were much fun. I am going to pick it up one more time and just check it for fuel leaks and such. Going to put a little tension on that alternator belt. But we're going to call this thing done. We got a new starter put in. We got the oil changed, and we put its first fuel filter on, at least since I've owned it. Who knows how long it's actually been on there. A long time. Wasn't fun, but we got it. Guys, thanks for watching. Comment, subscribing. Thumbs up, please, on the way out. Throw a comment down below. Every morning I sit down and answer comments. I'm really enjoying that. Let me know what you're working on. I don't care if it's related to this video or not. Just throw a comment down below, and you and I will chat in the morning. All right. See you next time.